Do you ever worry about falling, or feel less steady on your feet as you age? That slight wobble when reaching for a high shelf, or the fear of tripping on uneven pavement. It is a common concern for many of us over 50 to You might even feel like your balance is a lost cause, something you simply have to accept with age. But what if I told you a recent discovery completely redefines what's possible for your stability and strength? Imagine moving with the confidence you had decades ago, without a second thought. I am excited to share a secret from a small lab that could change everything. This video is for educational purposes only and does not replace professional medical advice. Always talk to your doctor or healthcare provider before making changes to your diet or exercise routine. They used to say that after 60 satsi, fully restoring your balance was impossible. That once your legs began to weaken, there was no turning back. But then, deep inside a small neurology lab, scientists made a discovery that shattered everything we thought we knew about aging. They found that the secret to balance, the very system that keeps your body upright and your legs strong, can be reactivated not with surgery, not with drugs, but through a set of 5 forgotten movements so powerful they retrain your brain, muscles, and nerves to work like they did decades ago. They called it the reconnection effect. In this video, I will reveal these 5 moves that may help rebuild balance faster than walking, backed by the same research that stunned the medical world. And make sure to stay until the end because move number 1, rewired balance pathways in seniors' brains in just 10 minutes a day. It is unlike anything you have ever seen before. Now, let us begin with move number 5, a discovery researchers accidentally uncovered while studying stroke recovery, and which is changing everything we thought we knew about balance. Number 5. Modified heel to toe. Walking with head turns. Starting with this move, you might think it sounds simple, but it engages your vestibular system in ways that regular walking completely misses. Your vestibular system, housed in your inner ear, acts like your body's internal GPS, constantly sending signals to your brain about where you are in space and how you are moving. When you combine the precise foot placement of heel-to-toe walking with controlled head movements, you are essentially forcing your brain to process conflicting sensory information while maintaining stability. This is exactly what happens in real-world situations, like checking for traffic while crossing a street or looking at grocery shelves while pushing a cart. It is a true test of your body's ability to adapt on the fly. To perform this exercise correctly, find a hallway or clear space about 15 to 20 feet long. Start by standing tall with your arms relaxed at your sides or slightly extended for balance if needed. Begin walking by placing your right heel directly in front of your left toes, creating a straight line as if you are walking on a tightrope. But here is where it gets interesting. After every third step, slowly turn your head to look over your right shoulder. Hold for 1 second, then return to center. Continue for 3 more steps. Then turn your head to look over your left shoulder, maintaining that smooth heel-to-toe pattern throughout. Think of it like a mental and physical dance. The key to maximizing benefits lies in performing this exercise at different speeds throughout the week. You can start with a slow, controlled pace on Monday and Wednesday, then attempt a slightly faster pace on Friday once you have built confidence. Research from the University of Pittsburgh's Balance Disorders Laboratory suggests that participants who performed this exercise for just 5 minutes daily showed significant improvement in dynamic balance scores after 6 weeks, particularly in their ability to maintain stability during head movements. This exercise mimics real-life challenges where you need to look around while walking, training your brain to maintain balance even when your visual field is changing. It is like giving your brain a mini workout for real-world navigation. For maximum effectiveness, I recommend performing this exercise twice daily, once in the morning when your nervous system is fresh, and once in the evening to reinforce the neural pathways you are building. As you progress, you could try performing the exercise while counting backwards from 100 by 3 Z's, adding a cognitive challenge that mirrors the mental multitasking required in everyday life. The dramatic improvements from this seemingly simple exercise will prepare your nervous system perfectly for what is coming next. Are Are you ready to strengthen those core stability muscles? Number 4. Single leg stand with progressive challenges. The single leg stand with progressive challenges transforms a basic balance exercise into a comprehensive stability training system that surgeons particularly recommend for preventing hip fractures. When you stand on one leg, something remarkable happens in your body. Your brain immediately activates what researchers call the anticipatory postural adjustment system, firing up muscles from your ankle all the way up to your core before you even start to wobble. This preemptive muscle activation is exactly what may deteriorate with age and what causes those sudden losses of balance that seem to come out of nowhere. Like when you unexpectedly step off a curb. To begin this exercise, stand next to a sturdy counter or table for safety, but try to avoid gripping it unless absolutely necessary. The goal here is to challenge your balance systems, not bypass them. Lift your right foot about 4 inches off the ground, bending your knee to roughly 45 degrees, and focus on a fixed point straight ahead at eye level. This helps your visual system contribute to balance without becoming a crutch. Start by holding this position for 10 seconds, then switch legs. Feel the subtle shifts as your body adjusts, engaging those tiny muscles you did not even know you had. But here is where the progressive challenges revolutionize this basic move. Once you can comfortably hold for 30 seconds on each leg, you can begin adding layers of difficulty that systematically challenge different aspects of your balance system. For weeks 1 through 2, perform the exercise with your eyes closed for 10 seconds at a time. This removes visual input and forces your proprioceptive system, those tiny sensors in your muscles and joints, to work overtime. Then, in weeks 3 through 4, return to eyes open, but place a small pillow or foam pad under your standing foot. This creates an unstable surface that mimics uneven terrain like grass or gravel. By weeks 5 through 6, combine both challenges by standing on the foam pad with eyes closed. But please only attempt this near a wall or with someone spotting you initially. Your safety is always paramount. The progression continues in week 7, when you add arm movements, reaching your opposite arm across your body, overhead and to the side while maintaining balance. This mimics real movements, like reaching for items on shelves or picking up a grandchild. By week 8, the ultimate challenge involves passing a light object like a water bottle from hand to hand around your body while standing on one leg. This engages your entire nervous system and helps you maintain stability during dynamic movement, preparing you for anything. Studies from the Mayo Clinic's biomechanics laboratory demonstrated that older adults who progressed through these challenges showed improvements, not just in static balance, but in reactive balance, the split-second adjustments that may prevent falls when you trip or slip. The optimal training schedule suggests performing 3 sets on each leg, resting 30 seconds between sets, and practicing 5 days per week with 2 rest days for neural recovery and adaptation. Your improved single-leg stability creates the perfect foundation for our next exercise that takes balance training into 3-dimensional space. Are you ready for a full-body balance transformation? Number 3. Cross-body reaches with weight shifts. Cross-body reaches with weight shifts represent a breakthrough in balance training because they train your body to maintain stability while your center of gravity constantly changes. This is exactly like reaching for groceries, picking up grandchildren, or gardening. This exercise specifically targets what physical therapists call dynamic postural control, your ability to stay balanced not just while standing still, but while actively moving and shifting your weight through different planes of motion. Think of it like being a human gyroscope, always adjusting. Your body operates in 3 distinct planes of movement: sagittal, forward and back, frontal, side to side, and transverse, rotational. Most traditional balance exercises only address 1 or 2 of these planes, potentially leaving dangerous gaps in your stability training. This exercise ensures you are covered on all fronts. To perform cross-body reaches properly, start in a wide stance with your feet about hip-width apart, knees slightly bent. Imagine you are standing in the center of a large clock face painted on the floor. Hold a light object like a small water bottle or softball in both hands at chest level. The weight provides proprioceptive feedback that helps your brain better understand where your body is in space. Begin by reaching the object toward 12 o'clock, straight ahead, while shifting your weight forward onto your toes. Extend your arms fully while maintaining that slight knee bend. Then slowly return to center. Next, reach toward 3 o'clock by rotating your torso and extending your arms to the right while shifting your weight onto your right foot, feeling how your left foot naturally becomes lighter. Continue around the clock to 6 o'clock by carefully reaching the object down and slightly behind you while shifting your weight back onto your heels, engaging your core to help protect your lower back. Complete the circle by reaching to 9 o'clock, rotating left and shifting weight accordingly. Then return to center and reverse the entire sequence, going counterclockwise. The magic happens when you vary the speed and range of these movements. Start with slow, controlled reaches for the first 2 weeks, focusing on feeling each weight shift and maintaining perfect control throughout the movement. During weeks 3 and 4, increase your reaching distance, really extending through your fingertips and allowing your weight to shift more dramatically while maintaining control. By weeks 5 and 6, add a cognitive element by calling out random numbers and quickly reaching in that clock direction. This trains the rapid decision-making and movement coordination that may help prevent falls in unexpected situations, like when a pet suddenly runs in front of you. In one study, the University of Southern California's Motor Behavior Laboratory observed that participants who performed cross-body reaches for 8 weeks showed a significant reduction in lateral sway during walking, which is a key predictor of fall risk. For maximum benefit, perform this exercise for 3 rounds of 8 reaches in each direction, resting 1 minute between rounds. Practice every other day to allow for neuromuscular adaptation between sessions. The sophisticated balance control you are developing here provides the essential foundation for our second most powerful balance builder. Are you ready to tackle the #1 cause of falls in older adults? Number 2, step-ups with knee drive and hold. Reaching number 2 on our list. Step-ups with knee drive and hold combine strength, balance, and coordination into one powerful movement. This directly addresses what many consider the #1 cause of falls in older adults: weakness in the hip stabilizers and an inability to recover from a stumble. When researchers at Harvard Medical School analyzed thousands of falls in adults over 60, they discovered that most falls do not happen because of a single balance failure, but because of an inability to recover once balance is lost. This exercise specifically trains that recovery mechanism, giving you a powerful tool to stay on your feet. Your hip muscles, particularly the gluteus medius and minimus, act like invisible guide wires that keep you stable during single-leg activities, like climbing stairs, stepping over obstacles, or recovering from a trip. But these muscles may weaken dramatically with age unless specifically challenged, like a rusty gate that needs oiling. This exercise helps keep them strong and responsive. To set up this exercise, you will need a sturdy step, a bottom stair, or a stable platform that is 6 to 8 inches high. Avoid going higher initially, as this can compromise form and potentially increase injury risk. Stand facing the step, with your feet hip-width apart, and place your entire right foot firmly on the step, ensuring your heel is not hanging off the edge. This would reduce stability and muscle activation. Push through your right heel to step up. But here is the crucial difference from a regular step up. As you rise, drive your left knee up toward chest height and hold this position for 3 full seconds, while standing on one leg on the elevated surface. During this hold, your right leg is working overtime to stabilize your entire body on an elevated surface, while your core engages to keep your torso upright and your arms naturally counterbalance. Lower yourself back down with control, taking at least 2 seconds to descend rather than dropping quickly. This eccentric portion of the movement builds tremendous strength in the exact muscles that control deceleration during potential falls. After completing 8 to 10 repetitions, switch to the other leg, placing your left foot on the step and driving your right knee up. This ensures you train both sides equally to help prevent imbalances that could actually increase fall risk. The progression for this exercise is remarkably effective. For weeks 1 and 2, focus on perfecting form with just body weight, holding the knee drive for 3 seconds and using a wall or railing for light support if needed. Then, during weeks 3 and 4, remove any support and add arm movements during the knee hold, reaching your arms overhead or out to the sides to further challenge stability. Weeks 5 and 6 involve holding a light dumbbell or water bottle in the opposite hand from your standing leg. This adds an offset load that forces your core and hip stabilizers to work even harder, mimicking carrying a shopping bag. By week 7 and 8, perform the exercise with eyes closed during the knee hold portion, dramatically increasing proprioceptive demands and training your body to maintain balance without visual input. The biomechanics research is compelling. This exercise may activate the hip abductors significantly more than walking and may help build the explosive power needed to catch yourself during a stumble. Perform 3 sets of 8 to 10 repetitions per leg, resting 60 seconds between sets. Practice 3 times per week on non-consecutive days to allow for muscle recovery and strength building. Get ready, because everything you have learned so far has been preparing you for the most powerful balance exercise that many experts are calling a game changer. This is truly where confidence is rebuilt. Number 1. Chair-based sit to stand with variations. Here it is. The number 1 balance rebuilding exercise that some neuroscientists suggest activates more balance-related brain regions than an hour of walking. It is the chair-based sit to stand with systematic variations that transform a simple daily movement into a comprehensive balance training system. This exercise earned the top spot not because it is the most complex, but because it perfectly combines functional strength, dynamic balance, proprioceptive training, and neural activation in a movement pattern you perform dozens of times daily. This makes the improvements immediately transferable to real life, whether getting out of a car or standing up from the dinner table. The groundbreaking research that put this exercise at the top of our list revealed something fascinating. When you stand up from a chair without using your hands, your brain performs thousands of calculations per second to coordinate muscle firing patterns, balance adjustments, and spatial awareness. This makes it one of the most neurologically complex movements humans perform regularly. It is a mini brain workout every time. To begin, choose a sturdy chair with a firm seat that puts your knees at roughly 90 degrees when seated. Avoid soft couches or recliners that can make the exercise unnecessarily difficult or compromise proper form. Sit toward the front third of the chair with feet flat on the floor, positioned slightly wider than hip widths. And here is the critical detail most people miss. Angle your toes outward about 15 degrees. This optimizes hip muscle activation and provides a more stable base. Cross your arms over your chest or extend them forward at shoulder height. Lean forward from the hips until your nose is over your toes. Then push through your heels to stand up in one smooth motion without rocking or using momentum. The basic movement is just the beginning. The real power comes from the systematic variations that progressively challenge every aspect of your balance system. For week 1, master the basic movement with 15 controlled repetitions, taking 2 seconds to stand and 2 seconds to sit. Focus on smooth, controlled motion without any pausing or jerking. Then, for week 2, add a 3-second pause halfway up and halfway down, hovering in these challenging positions where your muscles must work hardest and your balance is most challenged. Week 3 introduces the single leg emphasis variation. Perform the movement normally, but push 70% through one leg and 30% through the other, alternating the emphasis leg with each repetition to address strength imbalances. Week 4 brings the narrow stance challenge, placing your feet completely together before standing. This dramatically reduces your base of support and forces precise balance control throughout the movement, much like standing in a crowded elevator. Week 5 adds the cognitive challenge. Count backwards from 100 by sevens while performing the exercise. Or name items and categories like fruits or cities. This trains your brain to maintain balance while multitasking. Week 6 introduces the eyes closed variation for the final 5 repetitions of each set, removing visual input and forcing pure proprioceptive control. Week 7 combines multiple challenges. Narrow stance with eyes closed for 5 reps, then wide stance with cognitive challenges for 5 reps, then single leg emphasis with arm movements for 5 reps. Week 8, the ultimate progression, involves standing up, taking 3 small steps forward, returning to the chair, and sitting without looking back. This trains the complex spatial awareness and control needed for real-world navigation, like finding your seat in a dark movie theater. The research supporting this exercise is extensive. One study of older adults suggested that those who could not perform 10 sit-to-stands without using their arms had a higher potential fall risk over the next year. On the other hand, those who practiced variations of this exercise showed promising reductions in fall risk over a few weeks. At a cellular level, some muscle biopsies observed increased muscle fiber activation, improved mitochondrial function, and enhanced neural drive to the muscles, potentially reversing some age-related changes in the neuromuscular system. For optimal results, perform 3 sets of 15 repetitions, using different variations in each set. Practice 5 days per week with 2 rest days for recovery, and gradually increase difficulty every 2 weeks as your balance and strength improve. Most importantly, focus on quality over quantity. 5 perfect repetitions with challenging variations may far exceed the benefit of 20 sloppy ones using momentum or poor form. These 5 exercises, when performed consistently and progressively, create a complete balance, rebuilding system. They address every component of stability, from inner ear function to muscle strength, to brain processing speed. The key to success lies not in perfection, but in progression, starting where you are comfortable and gradually challenging yourself as your body adapts and strengthens. Your balance system is remarkably adaptable, meaning it can improve at any age with the right stimulus. These exercises provide exactly the challenges needed to rebuild and maintain the stability that keeps you independent and confident in daily life. If this information helped you or could help someone you care about, please hit that subscribe button and share this video with anyone over 50 who deserves to feel steady and confident on their feet. Remember, your balance can improve at any age. You just need the right exercises and the commitment to practice them consistently. Thanks for watching.